Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for being here and for Mr. Wood's very moving speech. And I agree with everything that he said. I wish I could be a little more forgiving, but I still am not. I believe Benghazi matters. Everyone in this room, I'm sure, feels the same. I believe that the truth matters. And as Mr. Woods rightfully stated, we still don't know the truth about what happened, but I hope to shed a little light on that, and I know that Mr. Ship to follow will do as well. You see, Ambassador Chris Stevens was a friend of mine who I had worked with for years, and I was with him in Tripoli, July 2012, just 2 months before his murder in Benghazi. And for me, Libya is deeply personal, and the things that I speak to you about are not based upon things I've read, but rather experienced, truths that I know. And what I want to talk to you about today is a very important topic, and it's on PSD-11. So I have a clicker here. I hope I can get this to work right. PSD-11, Presidential Study Directive 11, was signed by President Obama in August 2010. And I'd like you to pay particular close attention to the dates that I'm going to show you so that you can connect the dots and discover the truth. This presidential directive, which I believe is a treasonous action, empowered the Muslim Brotherhood to organize and lead an Arab Spring that resulted in the chaos that ensued, leading directly to the attack in Benghazi just 2 years later.
Good afternoon, everybody. There are very few moments in our lives where we have the privilege to witness history taking place. This is one of those moments. This is one of those times. The people of Egypt have spoken. Their voices have been heard, and Egypt will never be the same. By stepping down, President Mubarak responded to the Egyptian people's hunger for change. But this is not the end of Egypt's transition. It's a beginning.
PSD-11 remains classified to this day, and I encourage all of you to leave here and write to your members of Congress, call them. It must be declassified. President Trump needs to declassify this document. In 2016, Congressman Peter Hoekstra testified before the Homeland Security Committee in a hearing entitled Identifying the Enemy, Radical Islamic Terror. The words that you see there are not my words. These are his words from the testimony before Congress. For the first time since its founding in 1928, the Muslim Brotherhood ran a major country in the Middle East, and Obama and Clinton were willing accomplices. As I stated, in August 2010, Obama signed PSD-11, which gave a government-wide reassessment of prospects for political reform in the Middle East and the Muslim Brotherhood's role in that process. Under PSD-11, Obama and Hillary pivoted from the historical U.S. strategy of maintaining order and stability in the Middle East and instead turned to a strategy emphasizing regime change regardless of the impacts on stability. U.S. officials did not concern themselves with questions over whether new power structures would become allies or foes. They disregarded intelligence warnings. They undermined a longtime ally, President Mubarak, and they had planned to do that 6 months before Obama gave that public address. This was not some conflagration of individuals in the Middle East seeking freedom, but rather organized for destruction. Here's a timeline. I call this a timeline of terror. This was initiated by the Obama administration. Here we have in 2010, Obama signs the directive. In January, the Muslim Brotherhood leads the revolution, the so-called Arab Spring in Egypt. February, Obama gives the speech you just saw. A little bit after that, about a week later, Muslim Brotherhood starts the revolution in Libya. And events unfold from there, leading directly to the attack in Benghazi. I'll give you a moment just to look at those dates and just allow that to digest in your consciousness. And as we all know, coming out of the House Select Committee's investigation on Benghazi, that not one individual in the Libyan government, in the Muslim Brotherhood-controlled government of Benghazi, came to rescue the Americans that night. And most shamefully, our nation did not come to rescue them that night, but rather a group called the Libyan Military Intelligence Group that was deposed in the revolution a year prior. They were Gaddafi loyalists, retired generals in hiding. They came out of hiding to go and lead the convoy to rescue the Americans that night and to bring our fallen heroes home. What I'm going to show you now, some of you may find disturbing, but I think it's powerful. This is a video sent to me by friends I have in Egypt who work in intelligence, and they're close to President al-Sisi of Egypt, who many of you may know later deposed Mohammed Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood government of Egypt, and rightfully Morsi sits in prison to this day in Egypt. What this video shows, and it's going to loop so you can hear them speaking the words. Now they're speaking in Arabic in a Libyan dialect, so it may sound confusing, but just listen and let it loop, and you'll hear the word Morsi. And what it shows is that the fighters who came that night, this is video of the fighting that night, said to the other fighters, terrorists present, don't shoot them, they were sent by Dr. Morsi. Reflecting back on what I just showed to you, PSD-11, signed in August 2010 by President Obama, empowered the Muslim Brotherhood. Dr. Morsi was the head of the Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood who became president. He campaigned on a promise to release the blind sheikh. And as our great friend, Admiral Ace Lyons, has told us over the years since this tragic event, that possibly the reason for the attack was orchestrated by the Muslim Brotherhood to kidnap Chris Stevens and then trade him for the blind sheikh. And I really wonder and hope maybe the truth will come out one day, whether or not individuals in our own government knew that that's what they intended to do, and that's why they did not order a rescue operation. PSD-11 is an illegal directive. It must be declassified. The American public has a right to see this, and I hope that President Trump will do that. We must investigate the Muslim Brotherhood for its role in the Benghazi attack, and it must be sanctioned as a terrorist organization, even right here in our own country. God bless you all, and may God bless America.